In the hush of the last exhale, something extraordinary unfolds. Not with noise, not with drama, but with a stillness so vast, so complete, it defies human comprehension. The breath leaves, the eyes go vacant, and yet, something remains. Something watches, without form or language. This is the moment we rarely speak of, the moment after death, where the body lies still, but the being is not yet gone. Sadhguru speaks of this in whispers, as if the knowledge itself is too sacred to shout. He tells us that what happens between lives is not a void, but a process, a transition, a rearrangement of energies, of karmic imprints, of unfulfilled echoes. Like a traveler shading a garment, the soul steps out of the body, but not yet into the next. In these mysterious in-between moments, what yogic sciences call the antara, you are neither here nor there. The physical has been shed, yet the impressions of lifetimes linger. Desires not yet resolved. Emotions not yet dissolved. Identities not yet released. This is not fantasy. This is the raw metaphysics of being. Imagine standing at the edge of a river at night. Behind you, the life you lived. Ahead, darkness. In your hand, a lantern flickering with the flame of your karma. It is this flame that determines how you will cross and where you will arrive. You are not being judged. You are simply being drawn, pulled by the weight of your own patterns. It is said that the recently departed can still hear and feel for a certain number of days, that they linger close, watching silently, confused or even calm. They might feel the grief of the living, or their indifference. Sadhguru reminds us that how we act in those first days matters deeply. Our mourning, our prayers, our awareness, they shape the passage. But what exactly is passing? Not the body. It has already returned to the earth. Not the mind. It is unhooked from the brain. What continues is the subtle body. A web of impressions, energies, and karma, propelled toward another womb, another cycle. This subtle body is not conscious in the way we understand consciousness. It is not thinking. It is simply being carried. And yet, the possibility of liberation, even now, remains. If one dies in full awareness, or if one was intensely spiritual in life, the transition can become transcendence. No rebirth, no return. Just dissolution. Freedom. Mukti. But for most, the in-between is a realm of drifting, like fog across water, unsure of where to settle. Time itself becomes strange here. In the absence of a body and mind to measure it, moments stretch or collapse. For what feels like a second, the soul might remain in this limbo for days or months. Some pass quickly. Others linger. Some cling to the familiar. Others are drawn helplessly by karmic tides into new wombs, new roles, new stories. What determines the next birth? Not a god, not fate, but the unresolved within you. The unfinished. If anger consumed you, you may find birth in a body designed to express it. If longing dominated you, you may be reborn in circumstances where longing defines you again. This is not punishment, it is continuity. A thread being pulled tight. There are rituals, not just symbolic ones, but potent yogic practices, intended to ease this passage. In the East, these rituals once held tremendous importance. Today, in the modern world, we dispose of the dead quickly, forgetting that what seems gone is still in transit. Sadhguru urges us to remember, death is not an end, it is a sacred crossing. And what of those who die with confusion, regret, or pain? Their transition is often troubled. They may not even realize they've died. They may haunt, not out of malice, but out of inertia. The soul sticks because it does not know how to move. These are not fairy tales. They are the physics of the subtle realm. But awareness, even a flicker of it, can change everything. A moment of realization, a glimpse of truth. That spark can lift the soul upward, allow it to see its next step, or even allow it to dissolve altogether. In the yogic tradition, even being in the presence of a realized being at the time of death can create such a shift. This is why it is said that the greatest gift you can give the dying is your presence. Not your words, not your sorrow, but your stillness, your clarity, your love. In that silence, something ancient is acknowledged, something eternal is honored, and the one departing may find a smoother path between worlds. What lies between lives is not heaven or hell in the way we imagine. It is a mirror, a pause, a field of subtle energy shaped by everything you were and everything you didn't let go of. You are not punished or rewarded. You simply return to the frequency of your becoming. And so, the mystery continues. Between death and rebirth, between breath and silence, there's a sacred moment most will never see, but all will pass through. If this touched something deep within you, let that awareness stay. Walk gently, live consciously. And if you find this journey meaningful, you're welcome to stay with us for more. Quietly, without pressure, subscribe, and walk this mysterious path with us.